Hi, this is the review of the Delonghi DES 12 dehumidifier with a 12 litre in 24-hour suction capacity. Little label there, how it works. So the air gets drawn in at the back by the fan and then expelled at the front through the side vents here. This is now probably about 5 years old, so it's got a few battle scars on it, but it's still fully working, fully functional, no problems at all. Easy carry handle. It's got a light for when the bucket's full. It's also got a light indicating when it's in pause mode. Pause mode is the compressor's not running, but the fan is. It normally does that when you first switch it on, or if there's a power cut and it comes back on, it won't come on straight away, the compressor, it will just wait and then come on. Just trying to read that, I can't even pronounce it. Right, let's have a look. So we've got the clear view for the bucket here, so we can see what sort of level of water's in there. The bucket just slides out. There we go. And then when that's out, it drips through the top here. It's got an easy pour spout, so you don't have to take the lid off at all like the Mitsubishi's. It's also got the auto switch off float, so when the water reaches very high, it will switch off the dehumidifier with this kind of lever here on the switch. It's pretty handy. It's also got the back, we've got this, which is the rear drain hose. I'll take that in. That you just connect a pipe up, and instead of all the water going into the bucket, it will go directly down the hose pipe, which obviously needs to point downwards so it can drain properly. A couple of things on the back there. I think it says there the compressor is 210 watts. So it doesn't use a huge amount of power. I found it fairly economical. Looking at the back here, we've got one filter, okay, in there. Now this, I've taped this up before. I pull it out. You see there, you can see the dirt that's starting to accumulate on this filter. Now the filter itself isn't fine mesh, so what you get, again if you can see this, in there where the main air is sucked through the like the fins, it's starting to accumulate rubbish. So if I go to the other side, we can see a similar kind of thing going on. So you've got the shiny metal fins, and then you've got this sort of like darker stuff going on. So all that is that the dust has got through any gaps on the plastic here where the filter goes in, and it's been sucked into these fins. So over time the efficiency can be degraded a little bit. What I ended up doing with this was stripping it down. So I basically took the thing apart, all the screws came out, everything you can see, all the screws, everything out, and actually it reveals the compressor. Then I got a vacuum cleaner hose with a soft attachment and clean the condenser. If you don't do that, after a while all the rubbish will build up, and then the efficiency goes, and the thing just doesn't grind to a halt, but it'll take a lot longer to take out the water that it should be taking out from the atmosphere. Let's put that back on. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to do a bit of a switch on test so you can listen to how noisy it is or how quiet. I think it's fairly quiet. When it first comes on, it'll just be the fan. So that fan's now working. Show you that guy. Okay. So that's the fan on. And then what will happen next is the compressor will kick in, and it'll sound like it's hammering slightly. Just wait for that to happen. Not sure if it's a minute delay. Dehumidifiers, if you do transport them anywhere, or when you receive a new one, it may have been bounced around on its side, upside down, you just don't know. You should leave them 24 hours before you start them up. The idea behind that is, what's that light that's come on? Just about to see that. Yeah, the idea behind that is that the inside the kind of compressor and all the cooling fins and stuff, pipes, there's the lubrication oil. So you really want that to settle down in the compressor, and then before you switch it on, just to make sure it's lubricated properly. I think as well, dehumidifiers are probably much the same as air conditioning, so you should run them every so often just to make sure that that oil is thrown around, and any seals, rubber seals internally, are lubricated by the oil to prevent them drying out and any leaks occurring. Still waiting for it to kick in. This one here shows it right by the wall. Probably not, it'll work, but you're probably better off trying to stick it out for ideally in the middle of the room if you can. If you haven't used these dehumidifiers before, you'd be quite amazed at how much they pull out. The only thing that I would say about the settings at the top don't really indicate what level of humidity. I've put notches on to different levels of humidity. I think that one is 55, and then going down, I don't know, 65, 70. So it's all a bit, it's got a humidistat in it, and it'll measure the humidity, so it will switch off once it gets to a predefined set limit on the controller here. Still no compressor yet. I'm waiting. Let's wait a little longer. We may not get to hear that, or I might just do that in a separate video and then just add it to the end, make it a little bit easier for everyone to listen to rather than listening to me. But yeah, I think it's a thumbs up. I don't think these models are still made. I might be wrong, but obviously they're still available on the second-hand market, eBay, Amazon, etc. So yeah, if you do see one, I'd buy it, definitely. Oh, there we go, there's the compressor. As you can see, that pause light has now gone out. So yeah, compressor's kicked in, the dog's barking, and the moist air will be collecting on the condenser, and then just dripping down into the collection bucket at the bottom. Okay, I hope you liked it. Please subscribe, rate, and give some feedback.